If you all are watching live, you have 3 minutes until I get started. If you're watching the replay, then there's timestamps in the comments. Get busy. Okay. Just want to make sure y'all can hear me. Let me see. Y'all can hear me? Just want to make sure. Yeah, okay. Because I got a new phone and it be tripping. Well, it was when I first got it. It ain't tripping no more. Got a new deck. True intentions. So we might have to tap into that. What the true intentions of certain people or situations are. Been playing with it a little bit. So we'll see what that's all about. One more minute for y'all to get up in it. I can't leave you alone. All right, we're going to use the Modern Witch Tarot, I think, for the majority of this reading. Of course, we'll get into some oracles and all that. If y'all are strolling on in here, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe if you have not already. Share the live. And we'll see what we got going on for 2025. All right, let's get started. All right, gang, it's your girl, Savy from Savvy Sentient, and welcome to today's reading. Happy New Year. Happy Gregorian New Year. If you know, you know. Yeah. So, in today's live, we're going to go month by month to see what's going on with this entire year. 2024 has been wild. Has been wild, especially towards the end. But we here, okay? So if you all are new here, say hello in the comments below. Okay, make sure y'all hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. If you are not new, welcome back. Y'all gang. So I know y'all in this thing doing all the things, okay? If you all would like personal readings, you can book at SavySentient.com. It's the only place that you can book, and it is in the description box below, okay? But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the things. So I'm going to start with a little bit of astro before I get into the channel. The channel was very interesting, and it was like a list. They gave me like a list of things that we need to pay attention to in 2025. So I'm going to touch on that and how the astrology seems to confirm that. So let's get into it. So 418 is where we'll put that. All right, so the things that stood out since I did the astrology after I did the channel, or before I did the channel, after, I don't know. I did it in the order I don't normally do it in. But anyways, we have the moon in Aquarius, 11th house. The collective, all of us, okay? We're starting to develop this comfort with the supernatural, with metaphysical. We are starting to find community with each other. A lot of us are starting to find our soul family and communities that we really resonate with. What this placement is kind of highlighting for me is all of this stuff that we're seeing in the media with like the UFOs or the UAPs, whatever they call them now. We know what it is. We know what they've always been. But this placement is kind of solidifying the comfort that we're all starting to feel surrounding that topic. When the higher ups announced that they do exist and that they have existed for however long, literally nobody was surprised. It was literally like, duh, like, why are y'all telling us this? We already knew that. We already knew that. It's given distraction. Why y'all telling us stuff we already know? But yeah, there's starting to be this comfort surrounding the spiritual realm, the metaphysical, and the esoteric, okay? However, with Mars opposing this moon in Aquarius, Aquarius energy representing like following your dreams and your dream states and all of that, like your dreams as far as things that you aspire to. This opposition may be putting you all in a mindset of kind of not pursuing certain things anymore, giving up on certain dreams, maybe redirecting, taking action in a different direction, as certain dreams may be seeming impossible at this time. Okay, so some of you all may be deciding to take things in a new or different direction. I want to get into the channeling real quick, because I think that it is actually more prominent and more important than the astro right now. But I want to tell you all what my guides, what the spirits had to say about this upcoming year, okay? So the first thing they said are wishes are coming to pass. So while this Mars opposing the moon energy may be causing you to give up on certain dreams, there are certain dreams that if you push through the resistance of that opposition, they're actually coming to pass. And they are, I want to say they're coming to pass in a way that is very satisfactory because of the fight that you had to go through to make them happen. Okay. But also they gave me the message that dreams are ending, which is the confirmation of that opposition that I was speaking of. Certain things that you might have wanted to do, you're kind of like laying them to rest at this point, because there's just too much resistance to make them come to pass. Okay, the next message they said was that reality is withering and recreating. So the world that we know, the world as we've been experiencing it for however long we've been in this timeline, is actually falling away. It's falling apart, and it's being rebuilt, whether we're aware of it or not, whether we feel it, whether we sense it. I feel like those of us who are more intuitive, more tapped in, are actually seeing the way that this world is falling apart and also being rebuilt. Okay, this message especially touched my heart, and it is about the children. It says, children are channeling real high timelines and beings. Trust their cognition. They are seeing the truth. So some of you all have very spiritually gifted children. Some of you all, I'm getting, might be teachers, or you work with children, even if you don't have children of your own. And some of the things that they are saying to you are things that they have dreamt, are things that have been downloaded to them. If you are a teacher, or if you are surrounded with children, or a child that is very artistically inclined, pay attention to the things that they are drawing. Pay attention to the things that they are coloring. These are things that are being downloaded to them from these higher timelines, from their dream states. These are things that they are remembering. These children are very tapped in, and what they are showing you, what they are speaking of, is the truth. So do not take the things that these children say with a grain of salt. Take them into heavy consideration because they are seeing the truth. Okay. And the last message says that several seers are trying to prepare all of humanity for a new world shift. Get your life in order and free yourself from conflict. Okay. So not just myself, but other spiritualists, other seers that you may be engaging with here on YouTube or any of the other apps, wherever you get your spiritual content, are trying to prepare you through their messages. Their spirit teams are relaying messages to the collective through these people to prepare you all for the new world. Now, I've been getting some downloads for a little bit about this new world order, and that this new world order is not something to be feared, as we have been conditioned just growing up and constantly hearing like negative things about a new world order. But this new world is actually for the benefit of the entire human race. It's for the benefit of the entire collective. And we are, like the other channel message stated, we are seeing an disruption or a failing of the current reality in order to put in place this new reality. So Spirit is saying to get your life in order and free yourself from conflict. And this conflict can involve workplace conflict that you have with friends or family, conflict in love. And this is not necessarily just like direct fighting with people, but this is decisions that you might have to make. Or for example, if there's a job that you're feeling like you don't need to be at and you're conflicted about leaving, Spirit is saying free yourself from that. Leave or stay, but let the conflict cease. Okay. I do feel like anything that is causing you conflict, resolve it. In my specific situation, I have conflict with my job. The way I chose to resolve it was to change my availability. Now there's no conflict. And now this frees you up to have more space, more energy to put into the things that you want to see come into fruition, your dreams, your aspirations, and your goals. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the tarot and see how this year is going to affect us all. And we're going to go January through December, month by month, and we're going to clarify each month, and I will give you all the downloads that I feel or receive with each month. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and pull all 12 out. Show me January, Spirit. Show me February, Spirit. Show me March, Spirit. Okay. January, February, March. Show me April, Spirit. May, Spirit. Okay. It was the 10 of Swords. I didn't fall, so I'm not going to take it just yet. But show me May, Spirit. If it comes back out, then it comes back out. Ooh. Show me June, Spirit. Okay, okay. Show me July. Nice. Show me August. Show me September. Show me October. It's a lot happening in October. November. There goes that 10 of Swords again. And December. Okay, bottom of the deck is the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles energy does indicate some type of insecurity, lack, instability, being unsure about certain situations. Here in America, the current events, there was a certain contest that recently took place, and a lot of people felt very unsure about those results. They felt that the results were not correct, and as recently as yesterday, it came out that there was some tampering with said results from other countries. So it's interesting that for January here, what we have is the King of Swords in the reverse. So this indicates lack of justice. This can indicate someone who is very brazen, someone who is unfair, unjust, but in a position of leadership. Okay, clarify why the King of Swords is here for January. Sorry, trying to get some timestamps for y'all. Yo. Nice. Okay, so as I said, there was some injustice, something unfair, especially pertaining to leadership. And what's being clarified for January is the King of Swords in the upright with the Page of Pentacles. All right, so something is going to be made right. Okay, take it as it resonates. But if you are in a situation where you are under unfair or unjust leadership, there is new leadership coming in. Things are being corrected, okay? And good news is coming in pertaining to that leadership here in January. You may be seeing this on a national scale if you live here in the States, but you may also be seeing this in your workplace, in your family situations, in your places of worship. Unjust leadership is being corrected. All right, I personally have seen it in my personal life as well, outside of just being a resident of this country. But yeah, I've been seeing unfair, unjust leadership being reprimanded and or corrected. All right, so here in February, we have the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is about exploration. It's about discovery, okay? And this is in February. I feel like the keyword discovery is important here. So in February, what I'm feeling is not only is certain things going to be exposed or discovered, but we're also going to be exploring new ways of doing things, okay? Clarify the Page of Wands. Yeah, the Star card. Things are going to be healed, all right? Things are going to be brought to light or brought to the forefront. Things are going to be renewed. This is an energy of having faith, keeping faith, and rejuvenating certain things. So I feel here in February, there may be a shift collectively to the way that we approach certain things. The way that we, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say govern, but like the systems, with the way that we do things systematically, whether that be, nationally, again, maybe in your workplace, in your home, in your family, but we're going to be exploring new ways to heal what is broken, new ways to go about making sure that everyone is taken care of, okay? Here, I want to clarify that just a little bit more. Tell me more about the Star here. Yeah, we got the Five of Swords. So, Five of Swords and the Star. Here in February, there's going to be this underlying energy that I feel is just, there's no place in our new world, in the world that we are building, for unrighteous energy. And so back in January, we saw that unrighteous energy was going to be checked, corrected, and we were going to receive good news about unfair leadership. And now here in February, once that has been established, we're going to find a way to better take care of everyone. And there's going to be not only an unveiling of those who are not righteous with the Five of Swords, people who cheated and deceived. There's going to be an exposure of that. And then there's going to be a reconstruction of how we choose leadership and how we take care of the people who are under that leadership. Here in March, we have the Three of Cups, and this is the energy of celebration. This is the energy of community, okay? So what we're seeing is a celebration after certain high-level leaders are exposed and corrected. Three of Cups, let's clarify that. We have the Emperor. This is a leader coming in to make order out of the chaos. Like I said, the way that we've been doing things, y'all, it hasn't been working for a very long time. And now is the time in 2025 that we change things. I feel very intuitively that 2025 is going to be a year that is highly spiritual for the collective, that more people are going to be awakened, that more people are going to be looking to spiritualists, looking to mediums, people who do this line of work for guidance, more than anything and more than ever. Okay. I think it's fair to say that if you all watch this channel or other channels like mine, that you've already been hearing that certain events are going to take place as far as our leadership is concerned. I have personally told y'all that the winner of the recent competition is not the winner who was presented. I told y'all before the competition that my guide said that the young lady would be the winner, and that's not what happened. But now we're starting to see more news come out that maybe she should have been the winner all along, and that she was the winner all along. So here in March, I think we're going to get some type of confirmation of that. We are going to gain new leadership once the current winner is exposed. Let's clarify that Emperor a little bit more. Yeah, King of Pentacles energy. All right, so the King of Pentacles is a very stable, loyal, very trustworthy type of energy. And I feel like here in March, the leadership that we gain is going to be leadership that carries good character, that we feel like we can trust, and that they're going to provide just more security for the collective as a whole. Okay. Okay, here in April, we have the Death card energy. And with the Death card energy, it doesn't always indicate physical death, but I have had and have heard messages that a certain someone may actually succumb to physical, mortality. Let's go ahead and clarify what this Death card is about here in April. This could indicate the ending of something, just on a collective scale. We have the Eight of Swords energy. This is Gemini energy as well. This feeling of disempowerment, the feeling that a lot of people have been been having, about feeling trapped, feeling like all is lost, feeling a lack of hope. That feeling is going to be ended completely in April due to just the events. Tell me more about April. What are the events of April that's going to cause people to feel more free from their disempowerment and from their fears, from their doubts? We have the Strength card. Strength card is Leo energy. They're going to start feeling more confident, more self-assured, more resilient. After what it feels like is like we're all going through this collective, I almost want to say trauma, but we're all going through this thing together, and it's making us stronger as a whole. It's making us stronger as a collective. And once we are absolved of this oppressive leadership, it feels like we all start, what am I looking for? Not to sound all kumbaya or anything, but like we all start fucking with each other more. Like we all start loving each other more, start trusting each other more. That's that moon in Aquarius, that 11th house energy, where we're starting to all feel more like community, and that we've found each other, and that we understand now that we need each other. Okay, so once all of this comes to a close in April, we're all going to start feeling more resilient and more confident as a collective, as a community. All right. Here in May, let me get your timestamp. So here in May, we have the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords is not necessarily a negative card, and it can go either way. So the Seven of Swords can indicate strategy. It can indicate like hiding your plan or keeping your cards close to your chest until your plan is executed. But it can also indicate thievery, trickery, deception. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify it here in May. What is the Seven of Swords about? Okay, so in May, we have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. So the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse can indicate a missed opportunity. It can indicate that there is some type of corruption. And with the Seven of Swords being a card of lying, deception, and deceit, we may find that we feel collectively that we have been swindled, taken advantage of, that we were cheated out of an opportunity for something. And this is something that may cause a lot of us a lot of worry and a lot of stress. However, worrying and stressing over things never makes them easier to deal with or makes them conclude any faster. So as we become more of a community, as we become more united through our collective pain, through our collective trauma, through our collective struggle, there is going to be a time where we feel like our victory might have been snatched back from us, or where we just feel like we're taken advantage of, and it's going to cause a lot of worrying. So I feel like in the first half of the year leading up until June, it's going to be an emotional roller coaster. It's going to be an emotional roller coaster for all of us, whether you live in the States or you live abroad, just because everything that is happening for us collectively is affecting everyone collectively. What's going on in the States, it is going on in other countries as well. It's going on all over the world. So it is a world issue and not a state issue, which means that it's a collective energy. It is a collective issue, not just a us issue. However, What is nice to see is that here in June, we got that star card coming back out as the main energy. Now, the star card showed up in February as clarifying energy. But now it is the main energy. It is the main character. It's the main energy of June. So there is going to be some renewal in June, some happiness, some health. I feel like stability is a word that I want to say as well, coming for us in June. And it's feeling like the end of a rough patch. Clarify that for me, please, Spirit. Yeah, what did I say? Because I'm psychic. The World card is the end of a rough patch. It's the end of a difficult cycle, okay? Everything that we have worked for, everything that we have been holding our breath about is coming to fruition. And I feel like in June, we're all going to just be able to collectively just, whoo, sheesh. Okay, that's going to be the energy for us in June, okay? So the first 6 months leading up to June is going to be rough. But in June, we're going to have some type of reprieve, okay? So what does that say for the next half of the year? So in the next half of the year, we do have the Ace of Pentacles showing up for us in July. Put your timestamp. So that is the energy of a new beginning. Now we did have in May the Ace of Pentacles showing up as clarifying energy in the reverse, so feeling like we missed an opportunity. But here in July, we're going to feel, or we're going to see that the main energy is a new beginning, okay? Pentacles energy is very stable. It is very secure, okay? So we do have a new opportunity for stability here in July as a collective. Clarify that Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, because something is going to be over for better or worse, okay? The hard part is what I'm feeling. The difficulty is over for better or worse, all right? 10 of Swords energy. So the new opportunity closes out, like I said, that cycle. There may be some residual energy coming off of June. But what is introduced to us in July, this new beginning that is given to us in July, is going to kind of to quell that negative energy that is trickling into July from June. Okay, so I feel like the difficulties are over. However, we do have the devil showing up for us in in August. And I know I'm telling you all that it seems like the hard part is over and all that jazz, but what I feel when it comes to the devil energy is not necessarily a negative energy, but what I feel is that now that everything is out on the table, now that the lies, the deception, the scandal has been revealed, this new beginning that we are being given, that we are being offered, is going to require a lot of work. And that is what the devil energy can represent as well. Capricorn energy. Who work harder than the Capricorns? Nobody. But also devil energy is just like obsessively doing things. So I just feel like there's going to be a lot of hard work for everyone collectively to be doing to restore some type of order and some type of balance to the world. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify the devil. I told you, very, very psychic. 7 of Pentacles energy. All right, we're going to be diligently planting seeds. We are going to be diligently tilling the land. We are going to be diligently reaping the rewards of our hard work. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of hard work. There's going to be, for whatever reason, I'm getting like fast. Okay, I don't know if this makes sense, but the way I'm seeing it, we know that you cannot like rush a plant. When you're farming, you can't rush how quickly plants grow. But what I'm seeing with this is like we're going to be like quickly rebuilding, quickly growing, quickly like planting and reaping, if that makes sense. And it may not necessarily be that it's quick so much as it's so many people doing the work. And, you know, the more people putting their hands on things and working towards a goal, the quicker the goal is accomplished. So I feel like it's something like that. And we have the Ace of Swords coming in with that energy, which is that breakthrough, which is the clarity. Okay, so what I feel is that in August, a lot of us are coming together to work extremely hard to create a breakthrough, to create something tangible that all of us can benefit from. And I think that we're going to see that on a public stage, and we're also going to see that just in our communities, in our homes, in our families. But I just feel like there's a huge energy of success for everyone who puts their head down and just works very hard. Whether that's on their own businesses, on their own families, on their own whatever, or if that's for the collective. Okay? So, for whatever reason, this premonition that I had pertaining to Nancy Pelosi was just brought back into my awareness. And it wasn't even a huge premonition. It was just literally her sitting at a desk with a microphone in front of her and making an announcement. I don't know what the announcement was. I didn't hear it. I just saw her sitting there in front of a microphone. So she may be speaking to us soon about something. Here in August, she may be making some type of announcement. Let me write that down because I don't know why that's... Okay. But yeah. For August, what I see is us working together, working very hard to cause some type of breakthrough that benefits us all collectively. And moving into September, we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is independent stability. So I don't know why I feel like this has to do with the economy. Maybe financially for a lot of us, the first 6 months might be a little difficult. Just based on the leadership that might be in play, or the lack of leadership is what I want to say that might be in play. Because I feel like we might be a little bit single for a few months. I don't know, I just feel that. But here in September, after this period of hard work in August, I feel like we're going to be in a place of more stability by September. Let's clarify the Nine of Pentacles for September. Okay. We have the Hangman in reverse, which can indicate holding on to something. Why is the Hangman here in reverse? One of the key words, or one of the key phrases, is a failure to give to oneself. But the way that I'm perceiving it is not necessarily as a negative thing, but that people might become less selfish, which I have been, just as an intuitive, as an empathic intuitive, I personally have been very annoyed with the selfishness that I'm seeing come from people since November specifically, that people don't seem to care about what's happening in the world around them if it doesn't directly affect them. And it feels like this year is actually changing that, changing the selfishness. And people are going to start giving more to their fellow man, or caring more about their fellow man. Give me a little bit more here. What is this Hangman in reverse? I don't know why I'm feeling Temperance. Okay. We have the Chariot energy. Yeah, I feel like with the Chariot energy, like the way that we move forward is by not being so self-focused. Not saying that you shouldn't take care of yourself or nurture yourself and all of that thing, all of them things, but I just feel like moving forward, there's going to be an energy of abundance that a lot of us carry, and it's not going to be used, that abundance, that energy is not going to be used for, self. Of course, we will take care of ourselves first, but there's going to be a lack of selfishness. There's going to be a more of an energy of taking care of others as we move forward. Okay. I don't know why I'm feeling stuck here in September. Like there's an energy of not wanting to move on from September. And then the cards for October actually fell face down, so I don't even know what they are. So I feel like here in September, there is something very important that happens. Before we can move forward into October, November, and December, and then into 2026. So I think we really need to keep an eye open for the events of September specifically. Because even though we do have the Chariot energy, which is the energy of forward moving and pushing forward, I feel stuck here in September. So I feel like something is going to happen here in September that we need to keep a ear out and an eye open for. Okay. I don't know what that's about. I'm very curious, and I don't feel like I should just keep pulling on it, because maybe it's not something that we're meant to know right now. The High Priestess is upside down at the bottom of the deck, which is like things being hidden, or something that your intuition is not giving to you, something that your third eye is not seeing. So I'm going to leave that alone for now, but I feel like as we approach September, we need to be keeping an eye out for what's going to take place in September. Okay, so let's move on to October. And what actually did flip over is the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is highly intuitive, highly spiritual, master, if you will, of intuition and things of that nature. This is Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer energy. That is water energy, so psychic energy, the energy of emotion. All right, and mastery of those things. And we have the Hermit energy with the Temperance energy. So two major arcanas coming out along with that. So in October, I'm getting that there's some type of imbalance spiritually in October, which is interesting that that's the month that that message shows up for, because that is when we have Dia de los Muertos, Halloween. This is when the veil is extremely thin. This is when our ancestral spirits have the most access to us and are able to communicate with us more thoroughly. But I feel like very specifically what's going to happen here in October is that there's going to be another spiritual shift, that a lot more people are going to be awakening, that there is going to be another wave of people doing soul searching. There's going to be people who never thought that they were spiritual or who never had interest in this kind of energy start to awaken, start to do their work. And I'm hearing like this shift causes another vibrational rate, like another, it raises the vibration. Okay, so yeah, there's going to be this spiritual imbalance here though, with the Temperance in reverse, but this might sound cheesy or corny or whatever, but it's like in the war of good and evil, the scales are tipped towards good. because more people are waking up, because more people are tapping in to their spirituality, because more people are doing their healing work to raise their own vibrations, and the scales are tipping. So there's going to be less evil in the world. That's not to say that crimes won't happen. That's not to say that people won't be unalived by other people, that horrific, events won't take place. But that is to say that more people are waking up. And it is shifting the energy of the collective. All right, tell me about this. Temperance in the reverse. Okay, we have the 7 of Swords coming out again. So that's that trickery and deceit energy. There's going to be a need for us to really listen to our intuition. Here in October, there's going to be some type of, I want to say, not an announcement, but something taking place on a world scale, like on a world stage, that is not true. And it's going to require for us to trust our intuition. Hi, Kiki. Tell me more about this. And see, that just goes back to that September energy. Remember, I got stuck in September and I said, I don't know what it is. And it's something that Spirit doesn't want us to know right now. But something very important is going to be happening in September. And it's not going to be revealed until then. And then in October, there's going to be some type of news or something that happens that is not as it appears to be. It's not going to be the truth. Some type of imbalance. Tell me more about that. And we're needing to trust our intuition. We're needing to be discerning. This has something to do with control. It has something to do with greed. So whatever is about to happen in October, it has something to do with control and greed and deception. And it's not going to be what it appears to be. And we're going to need to tap into our intuition and into our higher selves to understand that what we're seeing is not the truth. Okay, let's move on to November. Because in November, there's a 10 of Swords. You know, what I think, whatever this is, I don't think it's going to be a major thing because the major arcana shows up in reverse, and then we're being instructed to trust our discernment over whatever we're being seen, whatever we're seeing or being told. And then here in November, it's deaded, like it's over, for better or worse. 10 of Swords energy. We're gonna be fine, but there is some type of deception that I feel like a lot of us are going to see through, because like I said, there's this shift happening in the collective where more people are awakening, especially the children. Like I said in the channel message, that children are going to be speaking the truth because they're going to be seeing the truth, whether through their physical eyes. Their children are naturally just more intuitive. They're more connected to the other side, to the other realms. But I feel like whatever this is that happens in October that we're being deceived about, you may even hear from your child like, you know, mommy, that's not true, or that's not right. Like, I really feel this heavy energy of trusting the children in 2025. because they're going to know more than us. Okay? If you have psychic gifting, if you are tapped in, if you've done your work, you may, I was just watching Medium in some of the recent episodes. One thing that stood out and what they're bringing back to my mind right now is there was this episode where Allison, the main character, and her youngest daughter were having the same dreams. But the youngest daughter was having the dreams in cartoon form, while she was having the dreams as like physical, like humans. But they were the same dreams, but the baby was dreaming it as cartoon monkeys. So I feel like some of you all may be doing that with your children, especially concerning the deceptions that are going to be taking place, the way that they're going to try to deceive the public. Trust your children. Trust your children and what they're telling you. Tell me about this Ten of Swords here in November. Okay. I don't know if that was upside down. You see it landed like this. It landed in reverse. But yeah. I said trust the children, and the Empress shows up. She's a pregnant Empress. She is the fertile mother. She is the divine feminine. Yeah, so Two of Swords energy. Listen to your inner voice and take action according to what your inner voice is telling you, and then be happy with the results of those actions. This is going to be a time of fertility here in November, in spite of the circumstances outside that may look chaotic or may look unsure. This is going to be a period of strength, even if it feels like we are in suffering. But there is going to be a restoration of normality, is what I want to say. So 2025 is just going to be a very interesting year. It's going to be a rocky kind of year. But those of us who stay connected with our spirituality, who operate in our purpose, and really just stay tapped in to this side of things, we're gonna be all right. I got a tickle in my throat. Could be the incense, could be somebody wanting me to not hype y'all up, not reassure y'all that y'all powerful as fuck. But yeah, Two of Swords, Libra energy, Empress, Venus energy, all of that is second house energy. So I do feel like there's going to be a concentration on the family, on valuing your family units, on like love and nurturing and like comfort. I don't want to specifically say luxury, because I don't know that financially, like extreme financial wealth is necessarily a part of this. Not saying that it can't be, not saying everybody's gonna be broke, but I feel like that's not the focus. Like, everyone wants to be stable and taken care of, and I feel like for the most part, most people will be, but that's not what the focus is here on November. It's an energy of like taking care of home, taking care of your family, your community, in spite of what external forces are trying to lie to us about, hide from us, how they're trying to trick us in order to, I want to say, maintain power, maintain control. But I do feel this energy of higher powers losing control of the collective as we step deeper into our spirituality and understand our spiritual autonomy. Okay, so here in December, as we reach the end of the year, we do have the Eight of Swords energy, and that is the energy of self-imposed mental prison, feeling trapped, I don't know if you can see at the bottom of the deck though, she has her feet in water. Okay, she is on solid ground, but there's a puddle there. Okay, so just like the star card energy indicates, 1 foot in the water, 1 foot in the land, there is an energy of balance there, even if you don't see it, even if you don't necessarily feel that you have that balance, you have it. Okay, but there's also this energy of needing to trust that even if you don't see the future, if you don't see it as optimistically as you could, because you feel trapped, because you don't know what's next, intuitively you have to know that you're going to be all right. Intuitively, you have to know how to move so that you won't be hurt. Scratch that. Intuitively, you have to move understanding that you cannot be hurt, that you will not be hurt. Okay, that's the way I want to put that. Clarify the 8 of Swords here for December. Magician and the 7 of Wands. You have to understand that you will not be hurt because you have all the resources available to you. That you have to understand that you are not trapped, that you cannot be trapped. You have to understand that you and yourself are a powerful magician, a powerful manifester, that you yourself can create a way out of no way, that you yourself can protect yourself, your family, all that you have created, all that you have worked for yourself, for your family, and just on a collective level. I feel like there's this energy of empowerment for the collective where we all understand that shit don't run without us. There are no countries to govern if the people don't allow it. Okay? There are no bosses to run these companies if the people say we ain't working. Okay? So I do feel here in December, there's definitely a power shift, and the energy, the power is shifting back to the people, back to the collective, because we're the gas that makes the car run. Like, ain't none of this shit without us. Ain't none of this without us. So whatever type of bullshit these people in positions of power, positions of authority, think that they're going to run on us, 4 of Cups energy, we're not having it. We're good. We don't want it. We'll pass. Okay? Period. Underneath that is the Wheel of Fortune. We are ushering in a period of change. So just like the channel messages indicated, we are entering a new world order, but it is not one to be feared, and it is actually one that we construct and that we manifest as a collective. Okay? So I think I want to pull just a couple of oracles before I end this reading. And I want to start with, I think, the Moonology messages, okay? All right, so Moonology, what messages do we have for 2025 for my collective? Y'all gotta understand, we safe. New moon in Cancer, you and your loved ones are safe, okay? So even though this year is going to be hectic, it's going to be chaotic, we got to understand that we are safe, okay? Especially these first 6 months. Somewhere around June, things are going to start straightening back out, okay? There is going to be a fiery climax, full moon in Aries, all right? I think we're going to see this on the world stage. There's going to be some type of upheaval, some type of resistance to the change. I want to say that leadership is not going to, I'll say the change in leadership, they're not going to be happy that they're being dismantled or dethroned, and that is going to cause a bit of chaos and a bit of a climax that is fiery. Okay, full moon in Aries energy. This, what is that? March, April, yeah. Aries energy is March, April. So somewhere around March and April, we're probably going to see some type of, I want to say implosion. I wanted to say explosion, but Spirit corrected me and said implosion. There's going to be an implosion. All right. And then I just heard turning on each other. So for the collective, I feel like this is not even going to be affecting us. This is more so us watching them implode. Okay. And then what is the last numerology message? New moon in Sagittarius. Luck is on our side. Okay. So I feel like as a collective, we're going to come out of this year more or less unscathed, but definitely very changed, very different, very united. As a collective, we're going to be more united. And that's awesome because that has been needed. Okay. Let's do a crystal, Spirit. And then I'm going to do a witching hour. All right, amethyst. Nice. All right, so the amethyst essential meaning is familiarity, unconscious habits, old patterns in need of being released, period. Autopilot takes over when we require a rest from mental overload. While this reaction can serve us well, Amethyst Spirit brings a reminder to stop surrendering to the familiar. Be mindfully present to the now and examine your habits. Are they working for you the way you want them to? Are you overdue for a new routine? Perhaps a small, simple shift that can make a huge difference? What would you say, or what could you say more often to those you love? Or do more often to nurture yourself when your go-to is to sacrifice for others? What habits could you begin to develop today to build your security and increase your prosperity? Can you see how the old habits these replace should have been discarded long ago? Amethyst Spirit message to you is to be conscious of your habits so that you don't fall asleep on your potential for transformation and healing. You deserve so much more than you have right now. So awaken to your ability to co-create a new, one replace habit at a time. All right. So on a collective level, obviously, like I've said, the old way of doing things is just not working anymore. And that's what helps usher in this new world order. But also, just on a personal level, some of us are not living in the abundance. We are not receiving the type of lifestyle that we should have. And it's all due to the certain habits that we have that need to be replaced. So I feel like this collective shift starts at home. It starts with you individually working on your own things, and that energy is going to expand beyond you, beyond your home, your family, your household, and into the world, into the collective. So let's start changing our habits. Let's start changing the way we do things so that it expands into the collective energy. All right, so I want to do some wishing oracles, and then I'll do a postcard from Spirit. And then I'm going to chill for a little bit before I go to work, okay? All right, so witching oracle. What messages do you have for the collective going into 2025? Trident. Yeah. So we have crossing the veil, feeding the crows, and prying eyes. And it does feel like crossing the veil and feeding the crows seems to come out together, because crossing the veil is a card that speaks about mourning, while feeding the crows is an energy of transformation. So it's like death energy and then the crows feeding off of what has died. All right. So let's start with crossing the veil. And the keywords of crossing the veil are mourning, bittersweet, bittersweet sweet endings, marking a passage. And the tarot companion is the Eight of Cups, which indicates walking away from things that no longer serve you, even if what you're walking towards may be full of obstacles. Okay, so even when you're moving on to something better, it can be hard to let go of things that you've loved for a really long time. You might move into your dream home, but that doesn't mean that you don't get to mourn the happy memories in the old house that has held you until now. You may celebrate your child moving out of the nest and finding their own way, but you still need to take the time to work through such a dramatic change. This card represents a bittersweet moment when you know it's time for something good to come to an end, but you still miss what you had. I find there's a lot of pressure to move past grief rather than through it. Often, a failure to acknowledge grief may lead to doubt about the beautiful new path that is ahead of you. Crossing the veil has come to you because you may be questioning a decision out of fear that what you're getting may not be worth what you're giving up. This card is a confirmation to let go, but also to make space to process your grief. Where you are now has served its purpose, and you are destined for more. You may consider performing a ceremony similar to a graduation to mark the transition from one way of being to the next, or create an altered space for a time to show gratitude and appreciation for what was. Above all, trust that where you are headed is right and will lead you to many more happy memories. You are safe and will be supported. Even if you don't know what comes next, know that you are held in security of spirit and that when you let go, something else will take its place. Period. Because I'm definitely have to let some things go as we move into 2025 in order to make space for what I deserve. Okay? Ain't no settling in 2025. So if there's something y'all need to let go of, if there's something that is not giving you what you need, what you require, what you deserve, then you gotta let it go. And trust that spirit is going to bring you something better. All right, so that brings us to feeding the crows. This is a period of transformation, seeking knowledge, seeking beauty in unexpected places. The tarot companion is the Six of Swords, which is also an energy of moving away from what no longer serves you, especially mentally, and moving into calmer waters. Okay, so similar energy to the Eight of Cups, where we're leaving things behind. The crows, often seen as a pest by non-magical folk, but in the magical community, they are beautiful symbols of magic. They represent manifestation, shape-shifting, and transformation. They will also warn you when you need assistance or fail to see danger. They are complex creatures, but one of the most beautiful animal energies to work with if you ever let them guide you. The fact that many people see them as ugly and disgusting only lends to their magic. Crows teach you to find beauty in the ugly, undesirable, and discarded. It's often your hardships and your darkness that offer the most opportunity for growth. If you find a crow upon you, it could be a sign to make the most of a bad situation. What you're going through now is shifting you, and while it's a hardship at the moment, someday you'll realize your current challenge has prepared you for success. This card may also come to you when you are ready to dive deeper into your practice or are about to awaken to psychic gifts and ways of being that have remained dormant until now. Gifts have a way of finding us when we need them. Don't be surprised to discover talents when your back is against the wall. Receiving this card is a sign that you are close enough to unlocking self-awareness that will change the entire course of your life. And with this, like I said, collectively, we are all going through a thing, and I feel like collectively our backs are against the wall. Collectively, we are going through a time of hardship. But as I was reading this, what they showed me was that common trope in, like, if y'all don't know, I'm a Marvel girl, but like in comic books where we'll have like a mutant who thinks they don't have any power, thinks they don't have any special ability, but it is not until their back is against the wall, till they're like facing a certain outcome, that their gift explodes. And I feel like what we're going through collectively is triggering a lot of people's mutant gift to explode. Okay, so we are collectively going through a massive transformation, and that's what 2025 is going to be for us, especially in the first 6 months. Okay, so the last card is number 16, and it is the card of prying eyes. All right, keywords: someone has their eyes on you, competition, and defensiveness. The tarot companion is the Seven of Wands, which is a card of putting your guard up. And it is the card that finished the reading here with the Magician and the Seven of Wands, okay? So, interesting that it comes out last, just as we're rounding out the reading. Someone is keeping a close eye on you. Whether they have good intentions or bad is not clear. What is clear is that you're doing something right. Others are taking notice of you, and you will not be able to stay under the radar for much longer. This also means opportunities will become more frequent, and you may find yourself contemplating prospects you haven't considered before. This is an excellent card for anyone wishing to be in the public eye, seeking employment, or looking for new love. You have caught the attention of someone who matters. Yall. However, shining brighter attracts attention, both good and bad. Be careful of jealousy and rivalry. Every successful person experiences copycats, no matter how high your vibration or how small your platform. Shadows are attracted to the light in the same way that a moth is attracted to the flame. You may experience more competition or even a straight-on attack. Don't dim your light, but take proper measures to protect yourself. Period. Girl, I stay getting attacked. I stay having people trying to compete with me. Bitch. Ain't no competition. There's only one Savvy girl. There's only one Sid. Alright. But anyway, y'all might be feeling that energy. So some of you all, whether good or bad, are going to be having more attention on you. Again, I'm getting this message of the children. Some of your children, like I said, are very spiritually inclined, very spiritually gifted. Within your community, for some of you all, a lot of people may start focusing their attention on your child. And I'm not saying that in a creepy way, but I'm saying like in your family, when things go awry, people may start looking to your children for the answers. Okay, it's just a very huge focus on children and their intuitive ability going into 2025. Okay, so don't be surprised if, for whatever reason, people start asking your child or asking you to ask your child for certain information pertaining to just like the collective energy. I know that's weird. I know that's going to be uncomfortable for a lot of parents, but y'all got to understand, when your kid is gifted, your kid is gifted. When your kid has a purpose, they got a purpose. And it is your job as their parent to, yes, protect them, but also to nurture and support their gifts. Okay? So let's get a postcard from Spirit. And I'm gonna go. What is the message that you would like me to give this collective spirit before we close out? One more shuffle. Okay. And it says, "Dearest you, we are a chatty bunch over here, always talking about how to support you in your life's journey. We communicate to you through the language of oracles, dreams, signs, metaphors, and omens. In your life on earth, however, clarity in your communication is essential to being understood. You don't speak in symbols, and if you did, you would definitely confuse things. Right now, you are facing a situation in which you're being asked to have integrity, to be clear, and learn how to ask for your needs to be met. The first step is to admit out loud that you have needs. The second is to ask out loud for them to be met. And the third is to allow the other person, organization, or even us to answer you. When you follow these steps, you can definitely expect an answer. In your favor, affirmative, we say. Loving you so very much. Okay? So as we move into 2025, Definitely speak your manifestations out loud and watch them be met. I have been seeing this happen in real time on a smaller scale. Other people have noticed this too. It's been kind of weird to witness. Let me know in the comments below if you all have experienced this, but I'm going to give you this example. Several times while I was grocery shopping, there may have been an item that I considered getting or wasn't sure if I wanted to get, or thought about getting while I was in the store, and then for whatever reason forgot, didn't get it. Get to the register and I'll look down and there will be the item, the same brand, exactly what I wanted, sitting there at the register as if it was waiting for me to get it. This has also happened at my job. A specific product that we don't order, have never seen a bottle of the entire time that I've worked there. We literally said, we don't have that item. We're going to have to substitute it for something else. This is what we use instead. And then maybe 10 minutes later, I'm looking in a cabinet for something else, and there's a bottle of the item that we do not carry or order. This has happened multiple times. Other people has told me similar occurrences, and I feel like what's happening as we all become more conscious, more tapped in, more spiritual, our abilities to manifest are becoming stronger. So we may be seeing certain things that we want just show up in 2025. If we can pull that energy together and all focus on certain outcomes for the collective, we really can make 2025 a really lit year and forward. 26, 27, 28, just in general. We are all co-creators here to work together to manifest the best life for all of us. And I feel like we are beginning to understand that. And that's why we're able to manifest even small things right now. But it's going to become us manifesting big ass things in the next few years. So let's get to work. All right. So that is y'all's 2025 reading for the collective. I will be doing the sign by sign readings in the next few days, so stay tuned for that. If anything in this message resonated for you, if you've gotten similar messages and you'd like to share in the comments below, please do, because I'm very curious to see what people have been feeling, thinking, receiving from spirit as well. But yeah, until the very next time I'll read for you all, I wish you love and light. Now please go get right, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye y'all.